Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our September 1st Township Committee meeting. Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista.
Here.
Committeeman Martinez.
Here.
Committeeman Oliver.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Here. Mayor Raffet.
If I don't melt, I'm here.
Oh, you crack yourself up.
Okay. All right, well, before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I would like to dedicate this moment of silence to a 12th grade Pennsauken High School student, 7th grade Pennsauken High School student, Pfeiffer Middle School student, I apologize, by the name of Ava Henry, who in a very unfortunate car accident, she passed away. And so this moment of silence, I'm going to dedicate it to her. She does have a sister who is in the hospital trying to recover. And the mother is also a teacher at the school. So my thoughts and prayers go out to the family. And this moment of silence is for Ava Henry.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Right, announcement of compliance with the Senator Byron Bear Open Public Meetings Act.
Was published in the Courier Post in retrospect on January 14th, 2022.
And consideration of all and possible actions on any request for electronic participation in meeting. None.
This meeting is being streamed live on YouTube.
And then we have the approval of the minutes.
Regular meeting August 18th, 2022.
And can I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, bid openings.
We had a bid opening for catering, lease, food, and beverage for the Country Club on August 24th, 2022 at 11 a.m.
All right, motion to acknowledge the bid.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right. And the ordinance on second reading, public may comment.
2022-21, Madam Mayor, is going to be withdrawn.
Okay. So motion to withdraw.
I make a motion to withdraw.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista.
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes.
2022-22, an ordinance amending section 19 of chapter 226 of the Township of Pennsauken Code to include scooters and bicycles as permitted micro-mobility devices at Pennsauken Skate Park.
All right, hopefully we have some happy people today. Motion to, I guess, okay. So motion to open public comment?
Make a motion to open?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, do I have any public comment? No? Seeing none, motion to close public comment?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, so motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista.
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes. Ordinances on first reading, no public comment.
2022-23, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of Pennsauken, Chapter 299, entitled Vehicles and Traffic. This is for DeRusse Avenue.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista.
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez.
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts. Yes. Mayor Raffet.
Yes.
2022-24, ordinance authorizing assignment and amendment that certain real estate tax exemptions agreement between the Township of Pennsauken and the Pennsauken Senior Towers Urban Renewal LLC in connection with the Pennsauken Senior Towers Affordable Housing Project.
Mayor and committee, this is the updated ordinance that we withdrew for second reading a little bit ago. One of our solicitors, Jeff Winitsky, per his email from earlier in the week that laid everything out. This is updating everything correctly across the board from all the state statutes and everything that needs to be. Nothing's changing in terms of the pilot agreement, just making sure all the language is updated and correct. So,
All right, thank you. Motion to approve on first reading,
So moved. Second.
and roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
I just want to let everybody know that this will be on second reading on the 15th of September.
Okay, thank you, Pam. All right, resolutions, public may comment. The following resolutions will be considered individually. Go ahead.
2022-350, resolution adopting the revised section 3.4.2 of the Township of Pennsauken Police Department rules and regulations.
Okay, motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
2022-351, resolution award catering and restaurant concession lease with the capital improvements golf course, with the golf course department.
Okay, can I have a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
And roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
and Mayor and committee, that just to clarify, that is to renew the contract or move forward with a new contract with our current vendor, Marcos.
Starting in January.
Yes, starting January 1st, yep.
2022-352, amendment to renewal contract 2021-2022 police uniform contract.
Okay, they need their uniforms. Motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
2022-353, resolution approving change order number 1 for the 2021 Pennsauken Skate Park renovations, bid number 21-10.
Okay, motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
And roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
2022-354, resolution approving the energy efficiency upgrades pursuant to the Energy Saver Program with PSCNG for the Pennsauken Country Club.
Okay, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
2022-355, resolution to authorize payment for Navistar parts and supplies for a Hunter truck.
Okay, no public comment. Can I have a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
2022-356, a resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of an amendment and restated pilot agreement with Pennsauken Towers Preservation Partners LLC to provide affordable housing to low-income seniors in connection with the Pennsauken Towers Senior Housing Project.
Mayor and committee, this is the resolution that goes with the ordinance that needed to be updated as well. The pilot stays the same.
Thank you. Seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman DeBattista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Raffay.
Yes.
2022-357, insertion of special items of revenue in the budget, chapter 159, public law 1948, fiscal year 2022, click it or ticket for $5,666.82.
Okay, seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to adopt?
Make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Devatista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Rafe.
Yes. All right, resolutions, public may comment, the following resolutions will be considered by consent agenda. 2022-358, resolution authorizing a refund for overpayment on a tax veteran exempt property, Sharon Terrace. 2022-359, resolution authorizing the memorandum of understanding by and between the Township of Pennsauken and the Borough of Mount Ephraim relative to providing emergency medical equipment. 2022-360, award of window contract to Mainline Commercial Pools Inc. for the purchase of pool supplies. 2022-361, award of window contract to J. Cummings Construction Co. Inc. for fencing. 2022-362, resolution approving a refund of $20 for summer camp refund. 2022-363, resolution approving a refund of $40 for summer camp refund. 2022-364, resolution of the Township of Pennsauken authorizing the issuance for 50/50 raffle license for Genesis. 2022-365, resolution of the Township of Pennsauken authorizing the issuance for basket raffle license, Hainesport PTO. 2022-366, resolution of the Township of Pennsauken authorizing the issuance for a 50/50 raffle license for Hainesport PTO. 2022-367, resolution of the insertion of special items of revenue in the budget, Chapter 159, PL 1948, fiscal year 2022, emergency management performance grants, $10,000. Okay. Seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Devatista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Rafe.
Yes. Payment of the bills.
Section 8, July 2022, $51,880.88. Section 8 for August 2022, $51,973.06. And rehabilitation for August 2022, $807.38.
Okay, seeing no public comment, can I have a motion to pay the bills?
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
And roll call, please.
Committeeman Devatista,
Yes.
Committeeman Martinez,
Yes.
Committeeman Oliver,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Mayor Rafe.
Yes. Okay, items of discussion. Economic development, Larry Cardwell.
Sorry, I just saw you coming out of the gym. How you looking?
Jim Steaks was very good. Anyway. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to make these presentations. This first one is for 4924 Westfield Avenue. It's next. You have the bakery, and then you have that Mama Nagada, however you pronounce it, the refreshment store that's next to it. And this would be right next to the driveway of Rite Aid. It was a clothing boutique before, and the young lady would like to have another clothing boutique. It's a different proprietor, but she would like to do the same thing. And her hours would be 9 to 8, and only Wednesday through Saturday. So, and it'll just be one employee. So it was a boutique before.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it.
These
I love a good
small
boutique.
businesses.
This next one is, we have Sns Land Holdings. You may recall they were here before, and it's Envision Cannabis. And we were pretty impressed with their presentation. They have a couple, they ran into a hiccup with acquiring property acquisition, but they still want to be in the same area, and they have some thing they'd like to propose.
Uh-oh. We love that land. Love, sweating over here. Turn the fans on, guys.
Good evening, Mayor, committee members, Jeff Barron, representing the applicant. I probably should have quit when I was ahead. Larry said you were pressed the last time. I just left it that way, but anyway.
Thank you.
He's correct, and rather than spend a lot of time with testimony, I'll tell you what happened. The facility that we originally looked at, you may remember, is where a lot of cars and trucks were being parked next to that building that has the V on the top of it. That's what we were proposing to renovate and to use as a cannabis distribution facility. Unbeknownst to us, when we were before you, the appropriate question was raised, which is, do we have it under contract? And we said, no, but we've been negotiating. So then my client went to them and said, we're ready to buy. And they said, little change. It's going to cost you twice as much as it was going to before. And my client said, oh. And they weren't impressed. I think is a fair way to say it. They negotiated, they just couldn't make that work. So we are under the understanding, I think Township is too, that it is either under contract or about to be under contract to some type of trucking operation, and they're gonna repair vehicles there and also store some vehicles. Listen, I'm not pitching it, I'm just telling you that that's what we hear they wanna do. We were, we were looking for something very different there. But in any event, so what we have proposed to do is, I have a couple of handouts if you don't mind. Yeah, it'd be great. This is an over plan.
Is it different than what you gave us?
No, that's the actual, do you have, oh, you have the attachments, okay, so you have the attachments. So what you're getting now from Larry is right off of your zoning map. And artfully, I circled, there's a little circle over slightly to the left of center. That's the area we're talking about. Those are 3 lots on Route 38. The lot furthest to the left is the lot we originally had, or we thought we had, but we didn't have. The other 2 are the lots that we now have under contract. I want that very clear. We learned from our first mistake. We have them under contract. The photos that you have shows where it is. It comes right off of the Browning Road slip ramp that goes out onto 38. If you look at the first picture, colored picture, you'll see that the building that is to the right, which has the dark roof, that building would be demolished. That area would be used for parking and circulation. You'll see that there is an entrance to the side off the slip layer, and it says abandoned entrance. I don't know what that entrance was, well, I know what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to feed on the 38, but it's very close to the other entrances on 38. In our view, too close. So we would abandon that entrance and we would look to landscape that whole side of the building. So as you came down the ramp, you wouldn't be looking at 38. You wouldn't be looking at all the trucks. You wouldn't be looking at any of that. You'd be looking at a landscape area that would buffer it and would shield it from that view. The second picture is of the tattoo parlor, which I'm sure some of you are familiar with. That building would be utilized for the cannabis facility. That's our proposal. Not in its current form. It would be changed and renovations made, and my client is prepared to talk about that if you want to hear it. But that building would remain. And then the third colored rendering, just to give you a kind of a feel for what this would be. When we were before you before, we talked about how there was discussion about being within 1,000 feet of Route 130. And the committee was kind enough to share with us their thoughts about why they wanted it further away. They didn't want it to impact residential. We understood all of that. And we gave you some testimony that you can't get to it. If you're walking, you can't get to it. The only way you could get to it is by automobile, and you cannot get back to 130 directly from this side. You would have to go out on the 38, you could turn on that right-hand turn or go out to the circle, but you couldn't get there directly. I think this overhead shows you that buffer behind these buildings, which is all tree, and there is no pathway to be able to get through there. And so it is what we said it is, which is simply very, very, very isolated from residential. It's nowhere near residential. So the third thing is this rendering, which is just a pencil rendering. When I say a pencil rendering, it doesn't have any colors or anything. That's what we would propose essentially to do on the site. Is that me? Oh, somebody else was talking.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was me. I'm like, when did I say that? No, it's C. It's C2. It's the zone doesn't permit this, which is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. You only have two zones in town that permit cannabis sales, the LI and the C1, I believe it is. It might be C2. We're in the other C zone. We're in the one zone. Now, what's interesting is that the light industrial in our zone permit just about the same uses. They're almost the same. But our zone doesn't permit the cannabis, and the LI does permit the cannabis. So the reason that we're here is to talk to you about the possibility, if you go back to that first plan I gave out to you, the big one, the area behind us is all LI. That's all zoned LI. I don't know why, but these few lots on 38 are outliers. They're in the C zone, and I don't know why, because they don't attach to anything else that really is. So we wanted to ask the council to consider attaching these two lots to the LI where cannabis would be permitted. We have no problem seeking relief from the board when we go in for a site plan from the 1,000-foot requirement. We're way, way, way beyond 1,000 feet as you would walk. But as the crow flies, we're about 700 feet away from 130. And you know, you've seen it, you know this area, there are no homes over in that area at all. So that's what we really wanted to talk to the committee about, just extending that LI zone. It's not spot zoning because we're asking you to connect it to an existing zone that would simply take it out to Route 38. You could do it with the lot that they're gonna do the truck thing with, but I have not talked to them about that. I have not had any discussion, so it might come as a surprise to them. It wouldn't change their use because one of the permitted uses is trucking, so they could do that. But we would need that to be able to develop it. I'm a little concerned about trying to do it. Frank and I have had a conversation, I'm sorry, the planning board attorney and I have had a conversation about, the best way to do it. And I think we both agree that if the zone were extended, then that does away with any issue because it's a permitted use in the LI zone, as you all know. That's one of the two
Are you
zones.
guys purchasing 2 lots or the 3 lots?
We're purchasing 2.
So there'll be 1 lot left and then the section that you planned on purchasing previously.
Actually, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that the building is on 1 lot and then there's the lot where they are parking the cars. They're 2 separate lots or are they 1 lot?
I believe the 2 buildings are independent lots.
No, I know that, but
Yours are, but I'm saying further down,
Right.
like your proposal before, the building you wanted to sell out.
that's what I'm trying to
And
find out.
that area was all 1 lot.
That's what I'm asking. Do you understand, Raj?
Yes.
Is that 1 lot, that whole thing? Okay,
I mean,
so the answer is yes.
I'm just hard for me to see because there's a circle
I know.
on top of it. I don't know if we're circled over top of another.
Do you think
lot.
this is tough? Go on Google and try to get the street address. It's Kane Avenue. I'm like, it can't be Kane Avenue. We're not in Camden. Not gonna be Kane Avenue.
Hey, guys, just so we're clear, so on this picture, we have the black roof here, right? You're knocking that down,
Yes.
and that's where you're gonna build your new facility?
No.
No,
That's
it's
parking?
tattoo
Yes, that's all parking.
facility.
Okay, and then with a tattoo is gonna be this
3,800 square foot.
nice
So
thing?
here
is where the tattoo is.
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
And that's just a rendering to kind of show you.
The tattoo sign threw me off, cause that's what I
Because
thought.
then I thought it was just gonna stay there and then the other lot,
I'm sorry, I
Sounds
didn't-
like
wasn't-
building is furthest to the left.
This is
Selling up the other one.
And it would be our intention, because we don't know what our neighbor's gonna do. We obviously commit for a site plan. We would fence our property so that if you're on our property, we're looking from the ramp, you wouldn't see that other property. And that's simply because it's not appealing. I mean, I'm not being critical, but in the condition it's in now, with all those cars parked there, and that building has deteriorated significantly, it's just not appealing. So we would look to put in the revised building, take the other building down, fence our property so that it was just ours. Traffic circulation, we would use the two because the DOT cannot prevent us from using those if they're existing. We would agree to vacate and give up the one that's coming off the ramp. I just think it's a recipe for disaster. If you have this parking lot we're proposing and people are coming down the ramp and pulling in at any kind of speed, it's just way too dangerous. So we would get rid of that.
Yeah, to your point, I was in a presentation where DOT did a study, and this was one of their problems, to
It
say
always
the
is
least,
on the
because,
ramp.
yeah, off that ramp,
Yeah.
and, because there's no crossroad, people pretty much, they either have to fly, or, I mean, you will get hit.
I
just
was
because of-
amazed, Mayor, when I saw it,
Yeah.
because my experience has been that they will not allow access to ramps anywhere. DOT will not. You have to go out to the big highway. You cannot get access to the ramp. So from a safety standpoint, it's a no-brainer. But you're right, DOT policy is not to allow this. So I want to be clear, we're getting rid of it. I'm sorry,
This,
Commander.
just thinking about the reality if this was here, right? And the amount of business that would be done, it would be a high volume. It's high volume. A lot of cars in, a lot of cars out, cars lined up, right? There's a lot of things happening with vehicles. This stretch I've driven, and I believe most of us have 1,000,000 times, and had to slide over. It's a crazy little
It is.
corridor.
It is.
The other location, which
A
is
little
off the
further
table,
down.
would have been 1,000,000 times better, and that would even been hairy to begin with. I love this exit. I love this being an exit on the ramp to get out. Yeah, and then slide back into traffic softly.
I
To
can.
me, it could be something where I think we should talk about.
I can pursue it with DOT. It's already existing, so our
Right, so
position
my
would be,
point would be like that, if that was your exit point,
Mhm.
if that was your exit point, then you're having, a lot of people are backed up on that turn waiting to get in.
Mhm.
And then that slides you into your own lane.
one-way
Because if
circulation.
you come out later on, people have already slid into that lane
Right.
to get onto Admiral Wilson Boulevard.
One-way circulation, so
It's
that
a-
it
it's a
brings you
very-
over
it's a
to that
very-
ramp.
I think it can be done. I know it sounds like I'm saying something negative. I think that's actually, there could be a positive thing inside of kind of where this location is, because, it'd be great to put something nice into this spot, and I'd like it to not be, the kind of thing where you put in and they go, man, who the heck let this thing happen here, where there's people.
Well, it could be a busy site. We hope it's gonna be a busy site.
We hope so too.
And your point is well taken. At night, that would be a great enhancement, so that you're not coming out on 38.
It's
That's
tough.
cars.
It's a tough
Hey,
road.
listen, I know it is, I told you, I grew
Even
up
if
on
they
Marble
let
Pike,
you
I
go
know
down
it's like,
further, even if the current owner would allow you to go down further and turn out later.
that you can't do.
Okay.
Oh, well, let me
You
say
can't cross-
something.
can't
There is another exit. If you
Yes,
look at
further
that
down.
plan, right, it's
I just
further
know
down.
from being on that property.
Yeah, it's further down, I'm gonna say sort of right at the corner.
Past Tuxedo Junction, the old Tuxedo.
Right, you
place.
could come down out of there, but I think the best thing is to take that comment, and when we apply to DOT, which we will have to do, have that discussion with them and see, it's an existing access, their policy is they will permit existing accesses to remain.
Right,
And you're not entitled to two, but you are entitled to one for each lot.
right.
So we can have two exit entrances. So I'm happy to pursue it. I wanted to just make it as safe as possible. That's a good point, Committeeman. I didn't think about it. If you have queuing of traffic of any great extent, you wouldn't be able to get out.
Sir, if I may, with this property, I believe the only traffic that allows you to enter the facility is the Route 70 ramp. 38 would not be able to cross over. Whereas the next door property, the one we came before the committee before, that would have been. So that, I think, is probably the other way around. In this case, traffic 38 would not be able to enter our facility. Only the off-ramp of Route 70 and of course Browning Road.
Yeah, okay.
So that, we've taken that into consideration, and with regards to that, we have one in, one out, which mitigates a traffic situation.
Oh, I see. What Raj is saying is you can't come off at 38 onto the ramp.
Correct, so
That's
there's no
really what
merger,
he's saying, so you wouldn't be able to get in that way.
there's no merger, whereas the other property, it would have been.
They're gonna cut across. They're gonna
Right.
cut across right there. They're gonna,
You
if you've
can,
driven
yeah.
there, people cut across way before those lanes merge.
Really?
I'm just saying, it's
He's
in
saying
that
it's-
area.
Yeah.
I prefer it to be safer as well. I'm
Sure.
just saying there's some high potential for some goofy stuff to happen. That's my point. And people are driving very fast right there. It's not like a
I know.
slow area. You're
I
cranking.
know, I grew up when the bowling alley was there, and, I know exactly what it's like.
Yeah, but I still think it's a usable space without a doubt.
Does council have any opposition to the concept of extending that LI zone out to the highway instead of us
I'd
trying
be
to?
comfortable with talking with Frank about it a
Yeah.
little bit to kind of get a better feel for it. I mean, I did spend some time on planning board.
Larry, if you can help me get Frank's telephone number, I'm calling every
But,
number I have and I can't get.
I don't know why we would, so if we say we're okay with this area, you guys would still have to go present.
Oh, yeah,
So it would be beyond any decision
The only
that we
reason
would
we're
make today
here
anyway.
is because you were kind enough to let us come the first time
Yeah.
and make our presentation, we got your comments, we wanted to come back so you
Right.
knew what we were proposing, and we would be able to say to the board when we make our application, we went to the committee, we showed them the change, they seemed to be okay, but they wanted this access that you pointed out, and we'll work on it, it's not a problem, but it would be much easier if the zone was enlarged to go out to the highway. Frankly, I don't know why it doesn't. If you look at the zoning map, what was the justification for not carrying the LI zone all the
I
way
don't
out
know
to
if
the
I was
highway?
born yet when they came up with some of the stuff. I'm gonna be completely.
I was, I can tell you, I was. But I don't see any downside to it. But yes, I will talk to Frank, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand the point of all the decisions we made as far as what zones the stuff was being on was just to protect existing public
Absolutely.
from the abundance, not that it being marijuana, from the abundance of the traffic and safety issues. That's all that came down to. I think this space meets what our goals were, regardless of what the actual zone is.
It's the right
So in
place.
that regard, I don't want to speak for everybody, but concessions can always be discussed in these situations.
I think it's the right spot for it. I think the highway is the right spot for something like this. You don't want it in the neighborhoods. You don't want it close to the residential. In this case, it would not be anywhere near residential. But as I said, it'd be much easier if we just met your ordinance, which says it's permitted in the LI and the C1 or C2, whichever it is.
Linda, is that something that,
Yeah,
how would we approach that?
So, okay, so, yeah, and as Mr. Barron said, right, our ordinance only allows those 3 zones. So this particular, properties are not in the 3 zones that we call out in our ordinance. So, and it's not in a redevelopment area, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so it's not in a redevelopment area, so you'd have to rezone it. And through the ordinance, the property would have to be rezoned via
Or you
ordinance.
apply for a variance of allowance?
Or the second option is they would have to go to the zoning board and get a D variance.
That's what Frank and I have to talk about because I was talking to Frank when the phone number was working about the old Woodbine Inn that we talked to you about, and we want to move that forward because we now have it under agreement. That was also being urged to try to get done, but we do. And it's
It's a
just,
store restaurant? Is that-
Yes.
Okay.
yes, and it's the same concept. That is to say that we don't need any zoning changes, but it's permitted there, as opposed to here, where the way the cannabis ordinance is written, it isn't permitted. But it seems to be the intent that, as you explained it to us when we were here last time, you didn't want it in the residence, you wanted to protect the public from that, and I think you did that, and we don't want to intrude on that.
So it is a D1 variance that they would need. if they
Yeah,
would
be a
want-
use variance to be able to put it on here.
Yeah, so.
And I have no problem with the use variance.
I think we all kind of agree that this is something that we
Yeah.
support. So
Right.
with that being said, regardless of what the
I'll work with Frank.
yeah, whatever it would be, I think
We argue
I'm
about
sure this is
everything,
the right
so
way to do it.
He'll tell me one way is better than the other way, and that's okay. I don't really care, as long as it gets done.
That's why we love Frank.
Me too. Frank's a real advocate to the town. He knows,
He
What is-
cares.
and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
And
he
not every land use lawyer, I shouldn't speak about land use lawyer, but not every land use lawyer does. It makes it tough sometimes. Well, listen, thank you again for your time. I think the consensus I'm getting is you're okay with this as you were with the other, but you would like us to look at trying to keep that access on the side
Yeah.
as a way to get out of the
Yeah.
site. And obviously, we have to go to the planning board or zoning board, either one for a site plan.
Is there any way we can not have the other guy put trucks and horrible things on a piece of land that you guys are about to clean up to make beautiful?
Tell them what you're willing to do if it turns out that way.
Well, Jeff might have misspoke a little bit. I offered twice what he paid 60 days before. He purchased it 60 days before, and I offered 2x. He wanted 6x what he paid.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Nice.
So is he going, does he believe he's going to get that? I mean, what is that he's going to get?
I believe so. They started demolition work, so I had, in order to rough out these sketches, I had an architect stop by there, and he didn't want to give them any uncomfortable feelings, so he walked over and they were doing some demolition and said, it's going to be a truck repair and sales.
Raj, what I really wanted to get at is, you told me that if it doesn't go through, you would still be interested in
Absolutely.
purchasing it.
Absolutely, yes. In fact, I would extend to purchase both properties. These two lots and the entire property and just,
But not for 6 tons.
Yeah.
No,
What it was
I
originally
Yeah.
had.
That was a deal
Because
breaker, but
the business across on the other side of Strand is a very successful, well-run business, kept clean, but all that slop that's on the other side that they deal with.
It's
is
a car
horrible
repair,
eyesore
car
for us.
repair and servicing facility.
They're gonna keep that fenced-in area of broken down cars.
yeah, that's,
What would
that's
the code
what
over or something?
Yeah, that's why we want to do the fence.
Yeah, but we love the
It's just
opportunity to
kinda-
redevelop.
Yeah, we do
Sure,
too.
Yeah.
the whole entire strip.
Absolutely, it needs it. That would be really good.
We'll stay on it. If it turns out that he backs away from his plan, we'll be happy to strike when the iron is hot. We tried to strike the first time, but we didn't realize that he moved the iron. Thank you. We appreciate your
Thank you
input
so
tonight.
much, everyone.
Have a nice holiday.
All
Take
right.
care.
Take care.
That's all for our conference items.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Appreciate it, Larry.
Okay. So can we have a motion to open the floor for public comment?
Make a motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, committee comments. I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna pass it on to the deputy mayor, and I'll be the last one to speak. So deputy, no.
Okay, all right. I think I don't have much, but I am very excited about a Facebook Live that the mayor and I will be doing at the end of the month. So please stay tuned for those details and how you can get your questions in early. And I really look forward to visiting with the public via Facebook Live. Like I said, the end of September, so I'm excited about that. I want to say have a great holiday to everyone and enjoy your holiday weekend.
Thank you. Committeeman Di Battista.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say, as a father of 2 beautiful children, to hear this tragic loss of a young lady, Ava Henry, from our township is heartbreaking. And I just want to reiterate, on top of our moment of silence, my thoughts and prayers to her and her family, and to her sister, who is recovering as well and fighting. We love you guys, and we pray for you. It is, that one is something put on everybody's mind a little bit here, and let's keep the prayers coming for this family. Tonight, we announced the change to our ordinance for our skateboard park. Basically, what we just did was said it was all inclusive. Everybody that wants to come participate inside of this great new place that we have can be there. And I can tell you personally, I've been there a lot since this place is open. And this is as an eclectic group of people as you're ever going to see this group of young men and young women, to older men and older women as well, getting together, hanging out, people from out of town, people from in town, kids riding their bikes, riding their skateboards there and hanging out. It's been great. So tonight's resolution allows skateboarders and scooters to also, per our ordinance, be allowed to participate inside of the park. We've allowed it once we straightened some things out with our insurance as soon as we opened, but we are officially now, as part of our rules and regs of the township, everybody is welcome to be there, and we're happy to do it. So I think that's awesome. I think that's what Pennsauken Township is about. It's about bringing people together. It's about bringing everybody together with no boundaries, and that park is showing that is a great snapshot of what our community is all about. Peter J. McGuire was the guy who was set things up, the 40-hour week, unionizing people. This weekend we get to celebrate him. He is laid to rest inside of our township. It's an event, to say the least, to have our governor and congressman come down and raid this lead every year. So if you're around tomorrow, they'll be doing that. I'm not trying to steal anybody else's thunder about that, but it's not on anybody else's paper. But it is just really unique to think that the person who was in charge of that kind of thing is happening inside of our town, a town that is full of a lot of blue-collar working class people who are unionized. As a guy who stood with the Teamsters 676 for a lot of years at the Pennsauken Sewage Authority and served as their union rep, I get it. And he was the person who put it into motion. So we salute to him, and tomorrow we will lay a wreath in his honor. And that's all I have. Everybody, please enjoy the holiday weekend and be safe. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mark. Vince Martinez.
I would like to also say sorry for the family's loss. We'll keep them in our prayers. I would like to also thank the Public Works. They've been called upon a lot this year with the boat ramp, the fields, multiple different things, and they continue to do a great job, so I appreciate you guys. Also, I know Pat's probably got a list of events for the upcoming season, but during those events, we are looking for volunteers. They are needed for all of our events. If you know someone interested, please contact Juan Vasquez at the municipal building if you are willing to come up and volunteer for those events. I believe, it doesn't say it on here, but he actually is giving out volunteer time. If you're looking for that as like a student, you can get that taken up with him, and he'll give you some time for that.
Service hours?
Yes.
Service hours.
Service hours, there you go. Thank you, Marco. That's all I have for tonight, and enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. Coming in. Oh,
Thank you, Mayor. I also just want to start out by sending my condolences to the Henry family. Let's keep Ava and her sister in our prayers. It's very tragic to hear these stories. Let's start off with the public events. Thanks, Vince. Car and Bike Show, Sunday, September 18th, from 11 to 4 on Maple Avenue, and the rain date is Sunday, September 25th. And we're also have PEC has their fall cleanup, October 1st from 9 to 11, and it's being held at 2 locations, the boat ramp and the Pennsauken Country Club. And I want to piggyback on what Committeeman Martinez said with the Public Works. You guys are doing a wonderful job with everything. The boat ramp, clean up the skate park, the parks, everything looks great. So thank you very much. And everyone stay safe this weekend and have a safe holiday. Have a good night.
thank you. All right, well, thank you all for the events, mentioning the events. As the Deputy Mayor said, we are doing a Facebook Live on September 21 at 7 o'clock. It's going to be on a Wednesday. And so we would love to connect via, social media. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know, start sending them. I believe, where could they send it to?
There's an online form. We can share that as.
Yeah, all right, so we will be sharing that via social media, so you guys could go ahead and ask your questions, so we could have the answers beforehand, and that way all questions could be answered, so, let the questions come. And yes, so tomorrow there is an event, it's gonna be at 11 o'clock, and we are saying thank you to what they call the Father
Father of Labor Day.
Yes, the Father of Labor Day, the one that came up with the 8 hours. So we appreciate him, and he is here in our town. So tomorrow it's that event. So if you guys want to go and stop by, please do. And once again, my condolences to the family. My thoughts and prayers go out to that. As a mother, I could not imagine going through that. And I know Nikki, that's a friend of yours as well. So I know that it hits home for you as well.
I should say, I know, the only reason I didn't speak on it is because it's still hard for me to talk about it without crying.
I'm
Thank you to everyone else for your.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry for your loss as well, because I know that it's someone dear to your heart as well. And Public Works, you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you. And just remember that next week, a day of trash day is gonna resume on the next day. So just because Monday, everybody's off. So just remember that it's just one day after your normal trash day. And have a safe holiday. Don't drink too much. Enjoy.
Wait a minute.
Don't drink too much. Exactly. We don't want any we don't want any tragedy.
Close your pool for everybody to get a pool, one more lady.
It is one more dip in the pool, yes. Well, enjoy your holiday. Just remember, be mindful of your neighbors. If you're gonna play the music, just be mindful of that, and don't be too loud. You still want to enjoy your party, but you want others to enjoy their sleep, especially if they have kiddos in the house. And that is it. Thank you so much for being here.
Before you close it, Mayor,
I'm
real
sorry,
quick,
Tim.
a couple things. Our next meeting is Thursday, the 15th, in 2 weeks from today. Also, we sent out through social and through all of our email, we are starting up a weekly newsletter. So please sign up for that to keep you up to date with all that is going on in the township. And there's one other thing before I turn it over to Committeeman DiBattista. The building is closed on Monday in observance of Labor Day. But I think you have something you want to add?
I just wanted to throw something in there, just thinking about people and their birthdays and all things that happen. This upcoming Tuesday, one of our committee members turns 1 more year older.
That's right.
Committeeman Oliver has a birthday next Tuesday, so happy birthday to Patrick.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We're gonna miss it,
Thank
slip
you.
it in between 2 meetings there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
And this building loves a good birthday party, Pat.
Yeah.
There you go.
guess what? Let's start singing happy birthday. Because we gotta do it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patrick. Happy birthday to you. I don't hear the chief over there.
Happy birthday to Patrick and to all those Virgos and my daughter who is birthday is on Labor Day. So happy birthday to my daughter as well. So yay for Virgos.
There you go. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Patrick.
Thank you. 36.
Thank you for that.
You're great for 50, Pat.
He said he was 36, just
36.
He's 50.
Thank you all for being here. Have a safe holiday and we'll see you on September 15th. Motion, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right. Have fun.
Right, yeah.
There we go.
Awesome.
So, right, last week it wasn't.